What's up, Commanders fans? Welcome into the Command Post. Bit of a different episode today. I know some of you got on earlier with Trev and saw his immediate reaction to the jerseys. So thank you guys for checking that out at the beginning of the pod, and for those that were on live with him on Twitter earlier today. I'm Brian Murphy, the other half of the duo that is the Command Post. We are back at it. And what a day. What a day. April 15th. We knew it was coming out. The new jerseys are here. The new uniforms here, the combos of those uniforms are here, and we are here to talk about it and let us know your thoughts. You know, we have our Twitter handles up there. Let us know on Twitter and Instagram what you think of the uniforms. Trev, I did not get the chance to see your live, but I think we talked about it. What are your thoughts on the new jerseys, or should I say the old jerseys, as they're kind of back now?
Clean, super, super clean. Excuse me. Nothing too crazy, nothing too over the top. Not a lot of flash, but very subtle detail that pays homage to this organization, whatever name it was and what it is now. Super clean, bold coloring, just solid. We're here to win games. We're here to go to work, look good, play good. They're fire. They're fire.
Yeah, I think they definitely got it right. I think it's the Super Bowl, essentially the Super Bowl era uniforms they wore a
Yeah,
couple times, added back in the burgundy. I'm sure you guys have all seen it by now. I've seen tons of reaction. I think overall I've seen pretty positive stuff.
yeah.
I want to talk more about the black uniforms as well, but I think as an overall, it's just another solid move by Josh Harris and this group. I think if you ask Commanders fans when they changed to the Washington football team, it didn't sting as much because they had the similar jerseys, right? It was the
Right.
similar, just removed the chief, all that stuff. You go to the Commanders, and it didn't look like our team, right? I think that was a lot of people's issues with it. They had the burgundy, they had the gold, but it didn't pop. It wasn't a statement, like you said. They brought that back. They brought back gold pants, which I think is really cool too. That was a combo that they added in there. So I think you'll see these. I think with all jerseys, I don't know if you agree with me, Trev, but I think they look so much better on the field. Like, it's one
Oh
thing
yeah,
to have a model there. Not sure
yeah,
if that's a player. I don't think that's Jeremy McNichols, although it's 26, but I think it looks so much better on the field, and it'll pop. We'll see different combos. We'll see guys with different sleeves and stuff, and it's gonna look even better than it already does. But I think they overall nailed it with these, bringing these back, paying a tribute to the team that we all know and love, while moving forward and making it clear that we are moving forward.
yeah. I agree with you. I think once we get these on our guys and on the field, and see some action and see them hits and stuff, and making some moves, it's going to be real nice looking on the field. I can't wait to see how these guys are going to pair their cleats, like you said. I think everybody should get a dark shield, a face mask, a dark face
Yeah, pretty
face
sick.
shield. That'd be sick. So, if you're watching on YouTube right now, or when we post this, I've got all three combinations up here, but we're going to dive in a little bit more to each set as we go on this episode right here.
Yeah.
So,
So why don't we haven't talked about the black uniforms. You wanna flip over to that one, because I think that was the biggest deal, right? You know, they already had black uniforms. I think people, I'm gonna say correctly, kinda thought of the Steelers when they saw it. It was more gold, it was more black, and it looked like a weird Steelers knockoff, where this, I think, is touching, it has the burgundy, which I think looks really sharp. The burgundy numbers, as you see there, if you're not watching, but you've probably already seen it, and then, of course, the spear through the W. I think that's the biggest thing. I think if you're like me, you kinda saw that floating around last night, weren't sure if that was an alternate or what it was, but the hail razor looks really sharp to me, man. I'm not sure your thoughts on the black jerseys.
no, I think it's way better than last year's black jerseys. Like you said, last year's looked like a mixture of college and arena football, and just, hey, we have a black jersey, let's put it out there. Kind of really didn't represent Commanders at all. Yeah, it had a couple details on the sleeve, but really nothing that popped out and stood out. This, the numbers are better. They got the burgundy color right, and like you said, that spear through the W is it's fire. It's warrior like. It's commander like. It's intimidating. It's let's get out here on the field and perform, and just dog everybody else that's against us. So Hail Razor is a sweet name for the uniform too. That's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool, and I think that it, obviously, they're called uniforms, but I think they tie in with the white and burgundy as well, to
Yeah.
where maybe down the line you could also throw in the white pants with them.
Mhm.
something like that to where you could have a couple different looks, but I agree with you. It doesn't look like the total shock that was the old black uniforms. Also, I understand the military tie, but I love that that fat W that was on the forehead is gone. I think these black helmets are way better, and I like the spear. I know that they've been kinda incorporating that, and we weren't sure if it was gonna be part of this rollout, but I think it's really cool and something a little bit down the line, make another, like, full-on spear, logo for the helmet, and it down the line. I know that I wanna call it City Connect because 'cause I'm in baseball mode, but I know that they have a couple of other jerseys that last year, a couple divisions rolled out, like, could a spear be part of that? All
Ooh,
that seems to be on the table, which I think is really cool, but overall, man, like, I just think it's really solid. Like you said, simple, even the black, it's flashy, it's different, but it's simple, and it still looks like the Commanders, which I think was a big thing for a lot of fans, including myself. And I couldn't even put words to it until I saw these that I was like, "Yes, this is the team that I cheered for. This looks like it."
right.
What are your thoughts? One of the first things I noticed, and I admittedly, when I'm talking with family members and talking with friends, I will still say the Skins. I
Yeah.
don't believe that that name is ever coming back. I think they have said as much. But I thought
Mhm.
it was interesting that there's no mention of Commanders on here anywhere, not on the jerseys, not on the helmets. You have the W, you have the spear, but no Commanders. What are your thoughts there? I don't think it's a deep thing, but what are your thoughts there that that's not anywhere to be seen?
That's interesting. I didn't even realize that till you
Yeah,
just said something.
if you pull back up the 3 picture for those that are watching, you can see on there that it's very simple, that there's nothing across the top or anything like that. Just an
Oh,
interesting little tidbit.
um, I like it, I guess. I kinda like it, I kinda don't. A lot of teams have their names on the front of
Right,
jersey, other teams don't, but, I
and
think we all know who we are. I think the colors, the W, the spear, I think our fans and everybody in the league knows who we are when they see us step on the field. But it is interesting that Commanders is not anywhere on this uniform.
I think I'm looking back, it's hard to find old Redskins jerseys because, of course, the new stuff's coming up, but I do think it said Redskins, and then it did have Commanders, so I thought that was interesting. Not that I think a name change is on the table, at least not anytime soon, but I think they kinda understand that that is not quite the I don't know, in a way, it feels intentional because it feels like they know that Commanders is not 100% unanimously popular, which,
Right.
right or wrong, whatever it is, it's who they are, but they know that that was, not probably not everybody's favorite, not the expected name, but I do think it at one day potentially could leave you open to changing the name because it's nowhere on the jerseys. You wouldn't have to change the jerseys. Just a thought I had. And again, maybe I'm reading way too much into it, but I thought it was interesting that there's no mention of the Commanders. But I agree with you. Like you know who you are, and I think these state that whether the name change, we know it's changed a couple times now here in the last 6, 7 years, but they through and through, it's Washington. That's all that matters.
I found a graphic on social media today by, inside reporter Nikki Javhavla. She posted this, and it's for those who are listening, it's Terry McLaurin collage wearing multiple versions of our uniforms ever since he was been a commander.
Wild, wild.
Um,
And there's if you're not looking, there's 12, 14 different looks here.
that's
Just crazy.
14. So yeah, you've you've got the all black we talked about, the commanders from last year, burgundy on gold. You've got Super Bowl era, you've got the all whites commanders that we had last year. You had the Washington football team, and it was just Washington and the number on the helmet. Like all combinations that he's had since Terry's been drafted, he's worn, and he's pretty much had different quarterbacks throwing to him
Yeah.
in said uniforms and said pictures too, so it's kinda
Yeah,
weird.
I think you zoomed out, you would see that those are all probably different quarterbacks who threw him the ball. I mean, even going back to his rookie season, Haskins and, Case Keenum. But anyway, yeah, it just shows the tenure that he has had here. He was officially a Washington Redskin, and now here he is all the way through to the second iteration of Commanders jerseys. I mean, Washington through and through. But I will say, like, I mean, there are great memories from some of these Commanders jerseys. I mean, the Hail Marys in the all blacks,
Yep.
the playoff run in the white tops and the burgundy bottoms. I mean, it is what it is. You got to play, you got to win. That's all that matters at the end of the day because these jerseys could suck if we go 5-12 again this year. So all that to be said, it's fun for in April, and it's fun to sell some merch, and you and I are gonna be there next year, and it's definitely the talk of the town right now, but I'm excited, man. I think it'll unify those Skins fans and those that were upset about the name and are still upset about the name.
Yeah.
I think it unifies the team, and I think that's so important, and I think obviously winning on the field, getting back to contending for Super Bowls has been first for Josh Harris, but I have to imagine getting fans back on board and getting back to that unity that this team kind of thrived upon back in the '80s and '90s had to have been on the list of things to do as well.
Yeah, and Josh Harris isn't just some dude that's a sports owner that just wanted to own a football team. He grew up a Redskins fan.
Great
So he
point.
hears us all. He knows exactly what he's doing. This he's taken another step into bringing back the Redskins. The name will never come back, but the memories, the homage, all that will, I think, will last until
Going
we
back to
see.
RFK.
Yeah, going back to RFK in 2030, maybe we might see another uniform update change then. Don't wanna look too far ahead in the future to discredit today, but yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing, so he's just inching closer and closer to the Redskins era.
Just overall, just another solid move, and I feel like he's done nothing but have solid moves. He's had a couple of homers, couple of singles, couple of doubles, but everything seems to be moving forward,
Yep.
like we've been saying, while also paying, honor and respect to the past. So I'm excited, man. I'm definitely gonna have to, play the birthday card. My birthday's coming up and get my dad to load
Yeah.
up the car when we're up there next week. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see you, man, and see everybody up there. That's gonna be fun. The draft day party on Thursday. Again, we're recording this on the 15th. The new jerseys are out. The
Yep.
draft is next week. I mean, without actual games to be had, this is about as good as it gets in the spring for us Commanders fans and for NFL fans in general. So it'll be fun to celebrate that number 7 overall pick. Go back and listen to our last couple of episodes. We definitely touched on the draft and kind of what we would do. And I think it remains to be seen. I think a lot of it depends on how it's going to unfold before them picking 7th. You don't quite have the pick of the litter, but you're going to have plenty of guys to choose from. And I think it'll be fun. Again, this year, Adam Peters, and it sounds like I'm guessing Dan Quinn and maybe a couple of other guys, a part of the team, did their Topgolf thing. We know that they did that with Jaden Daniels and some of the other prospects a couple of years ago. It sounds like they did it again last year. And again, they did kind of a grand, large top 30 visit with some of the key guys that will be available, we think, in the top 10. I want to go through that list because it's the cream of the crop when it comes to this draft, and I think you're going to see all these names go in the first round. So a lot of the Ohio State guys were there: Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate. The other receivers, Kai Lemon and Jordan Tyson, and then Jeremiah Love, Ruben Bain, Mansour Delane round out the group there. And again, man, I could see any one of those guys being the pick at 7, but certainly being a pick in the top 10, and if not in the first round. What are your thoughts on the Top Golf thing? Do you have an opinion on it? What would your thoughts be if you were a prospect that was called to do this and got the invite to this?
So I think that our organization, AP, DQ, all of them really take the Top Golf event seriously that they hold for these prospects because it's a chance to get to see them be themselves in a more casual, carefree environment. Still with some competitiveness because I'm pretty sure they probably compete at the Top Golf to see
No
how.
doubt.
Yeah, but you get a chance to see them be kids. You get a chance to see them be human beings and not just robots where they have to answer interview questions about scheme and coaching and this and that. Like they just get to be themselves for a few hours. And if I was a prospect, I would love it just for that reason alone. I get to go play some golf with my boys that I've known since freshman year in college or high school even, we've all played together. We get to, just shoot the shit as you say and just hang out and just be ourselves and show the organization that we do have competitiveness no matter what comes our way, whether it's on the field or on a fake golf course. We still
Yeah.
are being competitive. But also, yeah, just to be comfortable, yourself, natural setting, casual environment, just, hang out and just enjoy your day.
Yeah, I agree. I all the same things. I wonder how much football is even talked about. You would kinda think it might be kind of a break for them to just kinda get to know the person, like you said, and just see them still compete, but get the chance to, like you said, camaraderie, fellowship, all that stuff, kinda see what a person is like. Maybe not an uncomfortable scenario, but a scenario you're not used to with all
Mhm.
those guys, with other alpha dogs, you might say, because all these guys are probably going to be key parts of their new team. So I do
Sure.
think it's really cool that you do that, and I agree. I think it'd be really cool. The other thing I thought about was it's cool you're bringing in the top. I guess they brought in about 15 guys, but it's interesting because you're only going to get one of those guys. I think we all agree that all those guys are going to go in the first round unless the Commanders trade back in somehow, which I don't know how they do that with a lack of capital. All that to be said, you're probably only getting one of these guys. And I was like, is that worth the squeeze, right? Is that juice worth the squeeze to do this? And the thought that came to me was this league, sports in general, is all about that next contract, right? How many of
Right.
these guys are going to be with their team in 5 years, fifth year option? There's a good chance that some of these guys are free agents in the not so distant future. And do they remember this Top Golf visit? Like, oh my gosh, I remember how Washington treated me. I remember how cool that was. I got to speak to them, got to know them on a personal level. And I think that
Mhm.
could go a huge way when it comes to free agency, when it comes to guys around the league. And if nothing else, they talked to other rookies on the team. They said, "Yeah, I did the Washington thing," or talking to a teammate, "I did the Washington thing. They were so great, the way they treated me, the way they treated my family." And I think that could pay dividends for you. I don't know that you're going to see it in the first couple of years, obviously, if you're only picking one of these guys, but those guys could be available down the line. And I just was rolling that through my head that Washington, for the longest time, had such a bad rep. It was always off the field issues that you heard about, and then the game afterwards. Now they're trying to get back to being a good product on the field while improving the product off the field. And this is a huge way to do it. And I think it goes beyond just rookies, but could go to free agency and finding guys that they might like down the line and keeping those tabs on guys as they progress through the league, which I think is maybe kind of playing a chess, not checkers move there.
Oh, I love that. I didn't even think about something like that. That's actually a genius idea. Yeah, you're hosting all these guys. You might have, your cream of the crop if you're going to get a 7, but if that doesn't work out, you've got other guys to pick from, like you said, down the line that could be available here, available for trade, available via free agency, whatever. So yeah, I think the Top Golf visit is a great idea, and it's obviously something that they take great pride in
Yeah.
hosting. 'Cause they've done it the past 2 or 3 years.
It
Now, when we did it with Jaden Daniels and Drake May and Caleb Williams, that was a little different because it
yeah.
was, like I think we knew we were gonna pick Jaden, but there was a chance to go the other way. But all these guys,
Yeah.
you can just
And
close your eyes and say that one.
yeah, it's different picking 2nd versus 7th. I mean, I know it's only 5 picks, but does somebody trade up in front of you? Does somebody make a surprise pick? You gotta get to know a lot of these guys, and it's a great way to do it. And I imagine how detail-oriented a lot of front office folks are, and it seems like Adam Peters is very much that way as well. I'm sure
Mhm.
he's got whether it's a notes, app in his phone or something, he's gonna keep tabs on all this, and maybe you gather something that you can use down the line, whether it be to sign in, whether it be contract negotiations, whether it be even, kind of how a guy thinks on the field and using that, maybe even against him out there. I just think it's a smart move on so many levels. And it's becoming well known. It kind of, I think it was kind of a fake drama thing that Jaden Daniels, someone said he might not have known that that was going to happen, and bringing in a bunch of quarterbacks didn't sit well. And I don't think that was the case at all. But the fact that I'm pretty sure I saw it on Adam Schefter's feed. I feel like I've seen it, Ian Rappaport talk about it. It's become a thing, and that's a huge deal. That it's like you said, it's more than just like a top 30 visit. It's a thing. It's a Washington thing, and that's kind of cool that that's become a thing. It's like the guys in the draft next year are like, oh man, if I'm a top prospect, I'm gonna go play top golf with the Washington guys. Like it's something you maybe look forward to.
Exactly. Maybe you've never been to Top Golf, or you just wanna hang out with your friends who are also in the your peers who are also in the draft, but this is the only chance you get to do that, so why not?
And it's a networking thing. I mean, I don't care what business you're in, it's about who you know, and the fact that you're getting to know guys that are coming in the league at the same time, that I think that can build friendships and,
Mhm.
get some numbers that you probably wouldn't have gotten had you done a regular traditional top 30 visit. So I love it a lot. I think it's just going back to the jerseys, going back to the Top Golf. It starts with Josh Harris, it trickles down to your front office, and then hopefully it starts to trickle down onto the field, but just making the right steps, just treating people correctly, which this team just didn't do for the better part of 30 years. And so there's a lot of wrongs to right, but they're certainly moving in the right direction. And it's encouraging for, I think, for us fans and for those of us that just truly love this team.
I agree. It's like you said, this is a little lull before the draft, so it's a good excitement factor to keep us engaged into what's coming next week and to making this team better. I want to touch back on the uniforms real quick. You said you were
Yeah.
stuck in a baseball set of mine. Do you think we'll ever get a cherry blossom uniform like they do for the Nationals? Do you think we'll
Well,
ever get that in football, NFL?
and the Wizards too, right? Don't they have so,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So
it
we're
would
next.
make sense to me. I guess, they're owned by the same are they owned by the same family? I don't
I
know.
don't,
Anyway, but it the red, white, and blue, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be kinda cool, like, I can't remember what do they call it? I think it was the AFC East and the NFC West. They had different jerseys this past year, and I keep wanting to call it City Connect, like I said, but maybe
yeah,
that's something that kinda ties into the city. I think that's kinda cool when leagues do that. Even if they're not, like, the greatest looking thing, I still
right.
think it's cool that they're paying respect to the city around them. It's not just about the team and the fans, but it's about the city itself. So, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that's what you think about outside of the political sphere. You think about the cherry blossoms, the history there. I think that'd be really cool.
Make a
And I
helmet
would
like that, or
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a fan is working on it, which, sometimes they make some
probably
fire stuff that's better than what the teams actually do. So, I wouldn't be surprised moving down the line. I think that, like,
get back
I
to
think this
earth.
opens the door for anything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's a good question. But,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's I mean, we had to talk about the jerseys, it's a big deal. We talked
Mhm.
about Topgolf, and really, man, we are just now twiddling our thumbs for the next week as we get to draft day. You and I will be up at the stadium, that'll be pretty fun. Come find us, come say hey,
Yep.
but I'm really looking forward to that because I tweeted it out, man. I don't think you can go wrong at 7 with the guys that are available, even if all 6 guys before you are studs. I still think
Yeah.
there's gonna be a guy out there that you're gonna like and that's gonna help this team. And so I tweeted it out. I said, "I'm the most excited I've been outside of 2012 and 2024 when we knew we were taking quarterbacks. This is the most excited I've been for a draft I think ever, because I think we're gonna get a dude. I think that, at worst case scenario, you trade back and you still get a dude, and then you get a couple more picks, which you didn't think you would have going into the night. So I really
Mhm.
like it, man. I'm really excited, and I don't think you can go wrong. And that's a hot take, maybe, or that's gonna be a frozen take later on, but I really don't think you can go wrong. I think any of the guys that we've seen projected all make sense to them,
Yep.
and they're gonna help this team.
I agree. I haven't been this excited for a non-quarterback draft since, honestly, I hate to say it, but when we took Chase Young at number 2.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he was a freak coming out of college. He was the best player in college coming out. Now he didn't
From
pan
the
out.
DMV area, yeah, that's a good one too. I mean, I kinda get psyched up when you forget things like that, but yeah, I'm 100% with you. I just think all of these guys are playmakers. I think that they wouldn't bring these guys in if they didn't like a lot of them.
Mhm.
I meant to mention this. A
Okay.
couple days back, maybe at the end of last week, they tweeted out the players that are gonna be at the draft, which I thought was interesting because I don't know that you would typically do that, and so it made me wonder if and it's not a stretch. I mean, they're probably the top 12, 15 guys in the draft, so of course that would make sense they'd be at 7, but I think there's a really good chance that that guy is gonna be there, who is in that graphic is gonna be there. I think one of the guys at the Topgolf is gonna be there and could be the pick, and so I'm just excited. I think that it's a game changer, and I think it'll be really fun being with you, being with my dad, being with other fans up there at the stadium. It's gonna feel as close as it can without actual football to a meaningful moment for this franchise and just another page in the history book. And I thought it was cool. Anthony Armstrong, our good buddy, he tweeted out, the draft pick is going to be the first to hold up the new duds, right? I mean, they're going to be hold up these new jerseys. It's a great thing to think about. Like they're the first I guess Commanders 2.0 pick with
Yeah.
these new jerseys. So that'll be really cool. That'll be a picture that lasts forever. So I'm just really excited, man. And I can't wait to see who it is and how it plays out and the tinkering that goes on with the draft and what this team does.
And I will be recording. I'm gonna be doing a little vlog of this whole
Let's
event
go.
too. We're gonna be posting
I
that on.
assume we'll get that up on our YouTube and
Yeah,
stuff. So
sure. So
yeah,
if you're out there,
I,
you see this, you want like 20 seconds, we're gonna like ask you a question. Like it's
yeah,
it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good
yeah.
time.
And I'm assuming I don't know if we'll get the chance to sit down and do a full episode, but we'll definitely recap the entire draft as that thing goes all weekend long. I don't
Yes,
know if you're
sir.
like me, man. I sit in front of the well, this time I'll be up there with you guys, but, like, I sit in front of the TV and watch every pick. I
Oh, yeah.
love it.
Sure.
It's
For sure.
it's just another example of the NFL just kinda owning the calendar,
Mhm.
like, late April is draft season and that
Yep.
iconic sound, so, I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The jerseys look awesome. I'm sure almost everybody has got one in their cart. If they haven't pulled the trigger already, they're well on their way.
Yeah.
They look good. Can't wait to see them all in the stands, but also, man, out on the field, and we're getting closer and closer. I say that every time, but we're gonna blink, and it is going to be football time. But it's exciting stuff here in April. It carries on with the draft, and us here at the Command Post, Trev and Brian, we will be here every step of the way. Excited to bring you some content. Excited to hang out with some of you guys next week. Trev, take it away, my brother.
I pretty much what he said. Can't wait to see you guys next week. The new uniforms are super sweet, super clean, ready to see them on the field. At number 7 next week, we can change the world forever with that pick.
Right.
The only thing real quick I'll be upset is if we do anything but stay there. If we trade it up or trade it back, I'm gonna be a little bit upset. But other than that, just stay at pat number 7. Go get the playmaker, the difference maker, and let's rock out.
Let's do it.
All right.
See you
So that's
guys.
it. So, peace.